Hi everyone, welcome to Forward 40 TV, the place to be if you want to know how to grow more beautiful and successful as you age. Now, today's video is going to be a long one, so I want you to head over to your kitchen, grab a cup of coffee, get caffeinated, back onto your couch with a munchie, but I promise you, it's going to be so worth your time. Now, the number one question I get asked a lot by some of you is, how do I find the time to manage all that I do? And by that I mean, or at least I think you're asking me, how do I find the time to produce videos for Forward 40 TV, manage the resources of my life and style blog, handle and manage projects associated with my public relations company, and still have time for my family and friends? And yes, I do, I promise you, have a personal life. When I looked at the questions though, what I found that was really interesting was that you weren't asking me about time management. Rather, you wanted to know the magic ingredient, the secret sauce, so to speak, of how I actualize my dreams. And believe me, even at my age, I have these really big, audacious, inspired goals for my life. So here's the secret. I use a vision board, which is simply a visual reminder of what I want to manifest in my life. So a vision board is literally just a collection of images that will allow you to live your life with intention. So it can be narrow or it can be broad. And by that I mean, you can have one board or as many as you like. So you can have a board for travel, you can have a board for your children, you can have a board for home decor, you can have a board for your business. Now, cutting and pasting the images, that's the easy part. The real difficult part or the real introspective part is when you have to sit down and clarify and envision the life you want to be living. Preparation is key. There are three things I like to do before I start creating my vision board. First, I like to set the mood, and that for me is being surrounded by things that smell beautiful, like a candle or my Muji. Now is not the time to have your phone close by, so I turn mine off. This allows me the space to be introspective. Next, I sit down with a book and a pen. Yes, I'm old school like that. And I make a list of my feelings and core values that govern my behavior and life. I use this as the starting point for my bigger vision. Then I write down how I see myself. You should do this too, but you have to be really honest here. Are you outgoing? Are you introverted? Are you empowered? Are you timid? Are you unforgiving? Are you thoughtful? Be specific and honest with your assessment. It will help you to think about how you can activate parts of yourself or acquire a skill that will allow you to actualize your vision. The third thing that I do is to remind myself of a self-empowered affirmation that motivates me. So I write down a favorite quote that I live by. That's the prep work. Now, do you understand why I have to turn off my cell phone? Now for the fun part. My vision board is going to focus on 4 areas: travel, entrepreneurship, well-being, and relationships. Going to South Africa or Morocco and building the Forward 40 brand definitely fall under the travel and entrepreneurship areas. Under well-being, I'm continuing my weight loss journey and redecorating 2 areas in my home to be more inspirational and creative spaces. And finally, under relationships, my main goal is to be more forgiving. So you see, my final vision board will feature a little bit of everything that I want to see manifested in my life. Now, the actual creating of the vision board usually takes up a weekend of fun activity. So I bring the glue next to me, all my images, I cut and I paste. And it's usually quite cheerful. But also, don't forget, there's great meaning in looking at the images. And because you did a lot of the prep work before, this part is also really important. Here are a few quick tips. If you find yourself looking at an image that creates a feeling of inadequacy, like, oh no, why don't I have that? Or you begin to feel envious, leave that image out of your board. You just don't want those negative feelings eating up all the good vibes you are laying down on your board. Also, try to notice any blocks that come up. So if you're cutting out an image of your vacation home, but you're still paying the mortgage on your first, and you still have a way to go, then go back to the drawing board and add saving up for vacation as one of your goals, in addition to getting it. See, your vision has to be aligned with your actions. So I am using this particular board for my vision board, which is actually just a piece of plywood that I found in the hardware, and I painted it blue. You can use corkboard or chalkboard or even a poster board. I'm going to add, just to make it just a little bit more beautiful, I'm going to add some crown molding to the top and to the sides. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to, because, you know, even for a chalkboard or a corkboard, they usually come framed. But I'm just going to add crown molding, as I said, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. Now for all the practical stuff when you're assembling all the things for your board. Think about the material of your board and which application is easiest. Will you need glue, pins, tape, or blue tack? As for your visual images, you can find those from any of the magazines you have lying around the house. As for me, I turn to Instagram and Pinterest to find my sources of visual inspiration. Oh my gosh, look, ooh, I found one. You can also cut out words from magazines or cards that speak to you, or you can make up words with individual cut out letters. This is the place where you can basically do anything you want. But for my vision board, I sourced a bunch of images and I resized them into squares so that I had some structure. I also bought cards with inspirational messages. Once I had everything sized appropriately, I divided my board into a grid and pasted the images in order. And that's it. My vision board has come to life. I placed my vision board in a very public space, so when you enter my living space, you can see it from all angles of my room. And I did that very deliberately because when my family and friends come over, they can see it, they can ask questions about it, and that keeps me accountable. But of course, you don't have to have your vision board in a public space. You can have it in your bedroom or even at the back of your closet. Just remember, if it's there, to take it out and every once in a while, just look at it and refresh yourself and refresh your mind and your memory about what your intention is all about. Were you inspired by this video? If you were, please tell us in the comment box below and share your vision with us. Tell me what kind of visual images are inspiring you to live the life that you dream of. Please don't forget that living with intention is a deliberate act of creation. It is a conscious choice to create a life that you desire for yourself and for your family. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head over to our blog, forward40.com, enter your first name, your email address, and that's it. It's free and you get weekly doses of life and style inspiration. We're also on the gram, Instagram, as well as on Facebook, so you can follow us on all our platforms. Again, thanks so much for watching. Bye. I love you all.